And I said this to you when I had my show. Like, I learned so much in a sense of like, you was a black man doing a show for black people, and it was always a show which I always loved. That it was like, this is the black experience. If you get it, cool. If you don't, welcome to the world. And it was perfect.
So now,
do you know what I mean?
No, I appreciate that. So then let me tell you what I started to experience. I had my single, right? So my single was number 3 at the time, yeah? So I was top of the pops. I've got the Richard Blackwood show. I've got MTV. The producer at the time, he goes, Richard, I want to try something. He goes, I want you to introduce yourself and then you perform. Then he went, you do presenting, don't you? And I remember there was a moment I was like, I've got my own fucking show on Channel 4. What do you mean I do presenting, don't you? Right? But then I realised, you guys still don't know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm still niche, right? Even though I'm Channel 4 and I'm mainstream, I'm still niche. You don't know I've been a presenter. By this time, I'm a veteran. What are you talking about, right? And guess what, right? When I presented it, he come up to me afterwards and went, you really hosted that well. I want to see if I can get you be a host of Top of the Pops. And I was like, that is what made you realise I can present, right? If you watch my show tomorrow, it's on, right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing all these great things. Yeah, I've seen all these people go, and once again, Jonathan Ross, my boy, right? Me and Jonathan Ross's brother, we used to give each other kung fu films. We was into kung fu movies, right? So I've known Jonathan for years. I saw Jonathan at one thing, and Jonathan goes, what, you've never been on my show? And I goes, Jonathan, you never invited me, right? And he went, you've never been on my show. And I went, imagine that. Because I've known you for years. And I've done things which warrant me being on your show. But I've never, and so at the time.
Because you know as well, so it's like, you know when you're like, listen, I'm doing, this is the time to be on this show or that. I know exactly what you mean, bro.
I'm so, you know what? Because if I said it to somebody else that's not where they're at, they wouldn't understand, right?
Like, it's a bit of your ego that's a bit justified because you're like, all right, come on, man. I must get the call now because the window is short, man.
But now I'm seeing you, Judy, and everybody on the show. And I'm going, Roscoe. All right. On there a couple of times. I see Judy on there about 3 times now. I said, okay, right? But here's the thing, right? But you
I'm all there back and I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah. I've been about 3
times now, to the point where it's like, yes, your chair, right? So Stormzy's been on it enough times. I used to train Stormzy in the gym. I'm like, bro, everybody's see that, right? But I want people to look at this part and laugh, right? Because it was part of my transition, right? Right. So initially, when I saw everything happening, I felt a slight jealousy towards you and Judy. I was like, oh, wow, these are my bedrooms. But then I kind of had to catch myself and go, but guess what? You laid the blueprint and they're now doing, and they're taking it to the next level, what they're supposed to do, right? And where God has blessed me is I know when you do it, it will be for what you want it to be, which is acting. Right? Because remember, I wasn't happy doing presenting. Right? Yeah. So where God helped me is that I never peaked in the place I wanted to be. Because if I did, then it's downhill. People know me for, or knew me for, the Richard Black Show, blah, 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 blah. But people now are going, oh yeah, you used to be in EastEnders, or you used to Hollyoaks, blah, blah. Which means I've got places to climb. Right? Do you know what I mean? And I'm doing it in the right way. So remember you and I, when we spoke in the documentary, and I said, listen, you've taken over now. And I said, for me, I wouldn't do a talk show now because I wasn't happy doing it, right? Do you know what I mean? I loved it, but it wasn't really me, right? My heart was always Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, right? That was what I envisioned. I as a kid, I saw 48 Hours, the poster was at the top of my road by the corner shop. And it was the original poster was Nick Nolte holding a gun and Eddie Murphy doing that, right? They changed the poster, but it was that. As a kid, I'm walking to the shop. I didn't know who Eddie Murphy was because we never had Saturday Night Live over here. Yeah. I just saw this black guy like this, and I went, I need to see that film, right? This is gonna be great. I didn't know what it was about, but Eddie did that, and I went, I need to see this film, right? 48 Hours, got it on video, right? one of the best films. Eddie Murphy was hilarious. Then Trading Places came out. What? Right? Then Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
My uncle did a song called Do You Really Want My Love, which was on the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack, right? So if you watch Beverly Hills Cop, the first one, there's a scene where him and his friend that gets killed, they're playing pool, Junior songs playing in the background, right? So I'm like, oh my God. We had Delirious, right? Everybody knew it. We had it on audio.
Yeah.
On our Walkmans, right?
Yeah.
Right? So my vision was always, I want to do stand-up and do movies, but remember, I live in the UK. So it was a different thing for me, right? So I believe now that God used me as a vehicle to knock down doors, right? Do you know what I mean? So people like yourself, whomever, come and win as you're supposed to. And that's why, as I say, I had to go through my own thing of like, why did I feel a little bit jealous? And trust me, brother, it made me feel like shit because it's not in my makeup, right? But then I had to kind of place it in the right place and go, no. You feel perturbed because you know these people, and these people have never gone, hey, you know them, right? Not you, I'm talking about the people that you know, and they've never gone, hey, right? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, rah, right? So that means I haven't really made it yet, right? Even with everything. So you're a legend, but I'm still not recognized by the people, some that I helped.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did that make, and it makes you, and you're a human being. So you naturally feel like, oh, right? The money wasn't the same, right? So as I said, I watched Big Nasty, so I negotiated and I went, Ross, like, because you feel like, but then you realize you weren't meant to, right? You laid the blueprint so that he could go in there and go, no, I want more than that. Right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to go get yours. But I had to, a lot of people, you know what, if you see it, there's so many artists, you see it in music a lot, where everybody's claiming what they laid down first. And when I watch it, it makes me smile because they're going through the same thing I went through, which is there is a slight, do you know what I mean? Right? And but it's not a hate, it's that they have to know when to go, it's not you now, it's them.
Yeah. You know, it's like whenever you watch football and you got the young team,
Yeah.
and then you got the older team, and you're like, these new kids, the Mbappe's and your Mellors or whatever the names are, you're like, there's some serious guys, you know, at 17.
And they run 90 minutes for fun.
Yeah. And you say, you know what? Hey man, I do a good 70 minutes. Do you know what I mean? I give you a great 70 minutes on the pitch. But once it gets extra time, and it's mad you say that because I remember when I used to kick ball with my friends on Sunday in Brixton, and then like, you know, this is a period where we're all in like our early 30s, and you can play like, you know, we play a good hour and 10, 20 minutes, but then we get this one kid that will come who's like 18, 19, running and just doing things. You're like, and you're like, hey man, chill out, man, with all that, man. Like,
no one likes to show off.
Yeah, hey, relax with all that, bruv. You can't be just nutmeg. You know, like you see, it'll nutmeg one of the guys, and you're like, ooh, then you're like, I could be next. I could be
he's
next.
coming my way.
Nah, I gotta have to take him out. You know, I'm sorry.
No, but
sorry, young
man,
man.
slide the shins. No, but you see, this, you know what? Even when I was coming here today, I was like, this is going to be beautiful because I know that 2025 for me, right, what God's got in store. And one of the things, and as I said, and because you're my friend, right, I wanted to say it to you. There was a point where I was jealous, right? Because I know it's cleansing for me, right? But also, it's cleansing for those people that are watching. You got to own it, right? When you see the new batch come through and they're getting the accolades that they deserve,